Hello everybody from the Friendly Bobcat. I'm here in central Nebraska and I'm going to review the Mt120. It's a great machine. Stay tuned, watch this video and learn about all its cool features and why I think you should get it if you're stepping into the landscape industry. Mt120 over here, and I'm going to do a walk around and review on it, tell you what I think compared to the Mt100 that I have and the updates Bobcat's made. It is a very bulky and strong mini loader, and I will say it looks like the most bulkiest and strongest mini loader on the market right now. They did a really good redesign on these lift arms. Very solid steel, very solid. Bobcat did a very solid job on this, and they built it to be extra strong here so it can lift more. And the lift cap on this is 1,200 pounds, but I believe it actually can probably exceed that. So it'd be interesting to test what it can actually lift, because I think this thing could probably lift about 1,500 pounds, no problem. So 1,200 I think is a conservative number. Be interesting to know if it could lift more than 1,200, but I'm thinking more like 15 because of the construction of it. And I love the way the front is really kind of like rectangled out, so it's so compact but yet so strong. And again, the part of the construction that I love so much is these big steel arms. Very solid, very strong machine. And the tracks, I love how they brought the tracks down. They can go faster. Has this cog right here is bigger than the one on the Mt100, and it's going to definitely move a lot faster, this machine, across the ground. And you got these ultra supports here, the slate design of this coming down at that angle. They built this thing really right. You know, the competitors right now are definitely out there in the mini market, and the Mt100 has done a great job in that market, but Bobcat stepped it up by building this machine out way more burlier than the Mt100. So you can cater to the landscapers who want to lift more, want to move faster, get across the ground quicker, and make an impact on those jobs that are bigger. And sometimes the Mt100 can't get those jobs done as fast, or it can't lift this or that. So they've made this machine for the guys who want to be able to lift a little bit more with their Mt100 or go a little bit faster, and they can get the Mt120. And I believe this machine is going for about $45,000. And if I was stepping into the market right now, I bought my Mt100 like it's 4 years ago. If I was stepping into the market now with no Mt100 on my hands, and I was going to choose between this or the Mt100, based off of the geometry alone and the lift cap and the driving speeds on this machine, I would choose it. But we're going to look into some of the other features right now, and I'm going to talk about the controls. It is looking like it is computer powered machine. The Mt100 is powered by no computer. There's no computer in the Mt100. It's run by switches. So this is part of the machine that I'm not so sure about. I'm going to turn it on and I'll operate it in just a few minutes here and see how it runs, and I'll break down that for you. But as far as the construction goes, overall construction of this unit, loving it. Bobcat did a really good job on the geometry of this machine. Love the solid arms. Keep saying that. It's going to beat any SVL Kubota. It's going to beat Vermeer, I believe, and blow Vermeer's away. I mean, everyone's talking Vermeer, but Vermeer hasn't been in the dirt moving business. They're more of a tree company, but they're stepping into the mini loader market. And you're looking at Toro Dingo. You know, they've got some burlier compact machines. But Bobcat stepped it up on those guys too with this new Mt120. And I tell you right now, it's built better, because Bobcat builds things way better than Toro, in my opinion. They build it for you, the man maintaining it, and they build it smart like that. So let's dive into some of the features. Also really like this cylinder right here. Great cylinder. They put a bigger cylinder so it can tilt more, lift up. Construction of this is more pulled back into the machine. On the MT100, it's more boxed out over here actually. So everything on this machine is being pushed back, it looks like, compared to the MT100. All right, let's get into the hood. All right, I'm loving the way they designed the engine over here. They have the alternator right here, all super accessible stuff. You can get right in on top of all of it. Really like the way that they just put it all here. Main engine, maintenance, components, all of it right here. Engine's right there. On the MT100, you kind of got to get over the air induct and kind of fit under it. There's the engine, this air exhaust gets up, it's like half over the engine. So it's hard to work on the engine. You have to sometimes take it, move it to the side, or get your hand under it. It's kind of an annoyance. So really love how they pushed it all back there, brought the hoses around so you can get in and around your engine really nicely. And they really thought that out, because on the MT100, it's a great engine to work on and it's easy to get around on it, but they've made this way easier. Got your belts right there. Diesel fill up right here. On the MT100, diesel's actually here, so nice little convenient location for that. Cool. And let's talk about this engine, because this is a Daedong engine, and now they've stepped away from Kubota engines. I'm really curious to know how this engine works and the reviews on it, because all the other engines were Kubotas in those previous MTs from 2021 up to 2022, 23, 24. So I'll find out about this engine. Don't know much about it. Can't say much about it. So you can look into that. But you can see here your cooling system. I really love how they put the fan right up here on the MT100. The fan was like up above, it was up here. So they moved the fan here. They put the engine, they made the engine way more accessible and easy to work with, which is great. And the coolant for the machine coolant right there for the radiator, cool. They put the radiator there, smart. Radiator used to be over here, so that's cool. They moved it around. See that? Radiator on the MT100 is over here. On the MT120, it's back here. So interesting redesign, really interesting redesign on the way they moved the cooling system here and gave more room for the engine, which is genius. So I'm gonna do one more quick walk around on this. See here, coolant system up here, engine there, hoses to the coolant system. Really cool. And we'll open up the back hood real quick, so hope that gives you a good look into the MT100 main hood components. I really like where they put the engine. I like how the engine is way more accessible than on the MT100. And I'm not saying the engine on the MT100 was hard to work on and the components in there were hard to get to. It was still very easy compared to working with a Toro Dingo, but I will say that this has made it way easier, way more user-friendly for you to fix your own machine, or a tech to do a good job on fixing your machine. All right, so we started up the MT120 here, and these are the controls for it. I'm gonna drop the hood and run some controls on it, but basically, one thing I'm not too sure about is this computer on it, because I really love the old controls on the MT100 where there is no computers. It's just a straight auxiliary powered machine. You're just looking at dials. So I don't know about the computer thing going on, but I guess they're trying to compete with the other competitors in the market of running computers on these guys. But I will say it is more high tech, and basically it's telling you your fuel over here, your fuel levels, any warnings, and your engine temp, and the RPMs of your engine. So what's going on there? It's this nice little quiet engine. Sounds a little different than that Kubota, but we'll drop the hood and I'll do some basic functions on this thing real quick. So your controls here are a little different, and I'll walk you through that real quick. Basically, you get a park feature. It's in park right there. Lockdown feature. Some sort of a thumb attachment. You can probably use that for a 4-in-1 bucket, but I like these controls. A lot more ergonomic than the MT100, that's for sure. They're better on your wrists and easier operation. So good job on that, Bobcat. Really good. Like that. I wish that they would take this and go put that on the MT100, but really well thought out, this ergonomic joystick platform. All right, so we're operating the MT120 right now. And if you want to operate the arms, you have to unlock it. So they put a locking feature on here. There's also a park feature, and there's also an aux feature. So while you're operating, you have to unlock the arms. So there, you have no function here. So the arms will not operate. You can see that right there. It locks this joystick. When you press this button, it locks this joystick. You can't operate the lifting capacity of this machine. You can't do any, but you can drive it if it's off a park. So it's cool. So basically, lift arms won't work. Won't be able to lift up or lift down or do any features with the arms. But if you're out of park, you can drive it around. So that's cool. Check that out. It's got great reach. Look at that. Reach is higher than the MT100. And tilt. Great reach, great tilt. Check it out. See that? And they made it so you can store something right here, which is cool, and then your hydraulic fluid is over there. Keeping it a little nice and organized. That's cool. This is inside, back compartment, back hatch. They kept that design, which is cool. And these are going to be all your fuses, hydraulic filter. Looks like your air filter right there. Hydraulic pump. Got the battery right down in there. Oh boy, I say that's going to be hard to work on in here. Because they moved everything. A little bit from the difference between the MT100 and this is they made it all really compact in here. And I'm going to say right now, the top will be nice to work on, but down inside here, it's going to be really hard to work on it, on some of this stuff, just because how tight it is in here. You get back in those hoses back in there. That'll be fun. So yeah, just kind of tight in here, but the MT100 had more room to work in, so we'll say that very tight inside of this back hood design. And the standing platform, I kind of like the same as the MT100, and we're up on top. choice. Very nice to drive, drives so smooth, drives a lot different than the MT100. The MT100 is a great drive, but this is the luxury version of that. You're not bouncing around as much. It's got really nice flow. The tracks, wide tracks on this, it's just so smooth to drive this machine. And that's what it really comes down to at the end of the day. You know, you're driving around all day, you're driving on rough terrain, you're doing these jobs. They're not easy, it beats your body up. You get cramps and stuff. I know, because I get them. You want to drive on a smooth machine. And I'm going to say, you're going to jump into the market right now and you're thinking about MT100 or MT120. The real thing that I'm going to say, the takeaway between the two is the MT120 is going to be able to lift more, it's going to drive smoother, it's going to drive faster, and it's going to drive really the control features of this machine. The way you can drive alongside like a little curve like this and do it so smoothly and easily is just incredible. I was blown away. The control you have, control with these controls, blow away feature. You got so much more ability to really just handle this machine so well. I just love it. Good job, Bobcat. And I love the way that they have this little compartment, add the hydraulic fluid. Really easy right there. On the MT100, it was harder to add the hydraulic fluid. I will say it's very hard. You need like 2 funnels. Love the double cup holder. And they got a little compartment. You can throw your phone in there. You can be safe. Not gonna fall out of the machine. They thought about that. That's the only thing, you know, that I don't like is the computer. That's really it. But that's all. This machine, other than the computer, is amazing. And it will hands down, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to hands down blow away that Kubota mini loader they released to compete with this. So don't go anywhere else. Go to Bobcat. They got the right tool for landscapers that want to do some bigger jobs and not buy a big skid or a bigger skid. You can get the MT120 and excel, get ahead. And I'm saying that from a guy who's run an MT100 for 4 years straight on many different jobs. Watch my channel and see all the stuff I've done. And I'm gonna say right now, if I could go back in time and I had access to this machine, probably would have gone this way. But it's cool because now I can tell all of you guys to go this route, because if I have experienced life on that little guy over there. So yeah, do the right thing. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in the right piece of equipment. It's a good piece of equipment. And last thing I'm going to say, I'm curious to know a little bit about that engine. I want to know more about it. Another thing in the feature here is a thing I didn't talk about, but I'll talk about right now before I close up, is the feature with the hydraulics here. Really good coupler. You basically have this sturdy platform to install, and they even gave you I think one of these controls here is for I think it's a case shutdown kit, so I'll confirm on that, but up there so you can just pop right into it. Good job on that. Did the same construction where they routed the hoses back through the arm of the machine, protect all the hoses, get these supports. Great piece of equipment. Great piece of equipment. And I think the thing that I love the most about it, I'm going to say it, is this hood compartment and how easy it is to access stuff inside of there. Very good job on that. Moving the coolant system up there, great. So the only takeaway is that I did not like is a computer and a little more compact inside of here, but those are minor things. Minor things in the long run, major things in the lifelong run. So the lifelong run, invest in this machine. You'll be a happy customer. Go get that work done. MT120, friendly Bobcat. Have a good day. And there I am.